oo maanta mudnaanta wasaaradda waxa weeye dhibaatada ka jirta gobolka Sool oo ahayd dhibaato aynaan filayn nasiib darrana ah dadkooda waa inaynu xalilno dhibaatadaas caanood si nabad dawlad ahaan mar walba waxaan ku dhawaaqaynay xabad joojin dagaalka inay joojiyo shuruud la'aan ciidamadana waxay iska xakameeyaan qarar ahaanna aynaan ku sii soconin dagaal aynu nabad ka doono bilowgii ilaa halkii u dambeysay maanta waxay la tahay waxa joogana loo taliyo nabadana laga wada shaqeeyo waana muuqataa saansaankii nabadda imika in loo dhagan nuur yahay waxaan codsanayaa Soomaaliland dhameeyay nabadda ugu durto sideen u aragnaa dhibaatada maanta xalkeedu inuu yahay koow halkaan u aragnaa waxa weeye arrintani waa arrin Soomaaliland gudaheeda waxa weeye gobol Soomaaliland kamid ah oo dadkooda iyo muwaadiniinta Soomaaliland oo wax ka tirsanaya dawladda oo dawladda ka cabanaya oo ka gadooday waxay u baahan yihiin in loo fadhiisto la dhageysto dawlad ahaan diyaar baan u nahay wixii ku qaloocan laga saxo wixii laga qaldaman iska garaabo iyaguna waxay ka qaldaman ka garaabaan waana waxa
therefore continue with your efforts and therefore congratulations what you have achieved in good governance in your country, and I'm totally sure you're on the same way as Timor-Leste. Few people thought 10 years before their independence that they would get it, but they got it. Stay quiet and calm and continue on your way. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Vielen Dank. Well, I will answer your questions. Well, I was born British because I was born for the British Somaliland Protectorate. I returned home in 1961 and I chose to give up my British nationality. I have a Somaliland diplomatic passport, and this is the third I think I have filled because I travel a lot. I've traveled to many countries on my Somaliland passport. But then I also have dual nationality. I was decorated by the Republic of Djibouti, where I went to school, and I served when I worked for the UN, and je suis commandeur dans l'ordre du 27 juin. Bonjour, monsieur. Et that gives me an honorary citizenship of Djibouti en tant que commandeur dans l'ordre du 27 juin. So I have my Djibouti passport. Britain kindly gives me 10-year multiple entry visas. Schengen gives me 5 years because j'ai aussi reçu la Légion d'honneur de la France. Alors s'il y a des Français ici, je vous remercie sincèrement. Alors en tant que avoir reçu la Légion d'honneur de la France, Schengen also gives me 5-year multiple entry visas, for which I'm very grateful. The United States also gives me a multiple entry visa. I guess they've known me for 85 years, and they know I shoot from the mouth, I don't shoot from the hip. So I am welcome to your countries, and I'm very appreciative of that. So that's how I travel.
But how do you get the visas? You have to go to what embassy?
Oh, either Nairobi or Addis or Djibouti. Sometimes when I'm abroad, my visa expires. I get it in whichever embassy is the nearest at the time in that country.
So that means you have to go hundreds and hundreds of kilometers to get.
Oh, absolutely. Or sometimes fly. Yes, yes, yes. I can do it, but then many of our citizens cannot do that. So lack of recognition brings on that injustice. It allows me to travel because I have the financial means, but what about my neighbor who may not have that? Puntland is a region of Somalia. It was a region of Midjartania until 1998. Midjarten is a tribe like Isak that my son was asking a little while ago. And it chose to call itself Puntland to avoid being identified as Somalis. But it's a region of Somalia, la Somalia Italiana. That's the name they have chosen, and they have a right to change their name. I'm not going to say anything about that. It's their right, but that's who it is. COVID, we're grateful to Taiwan for many things. Our fight against COVID, the vaccinations against COVID, the tests for COVID, the PCRs, were thankfully provided to us by Taiwan, the WHO, UNICEF, and Great Britain. It was these 3 or 4 countries and organizations who helped us in Somaliland to have the least casualties and demise from that terrible pandemic that affected us all. For the genocide, the UN has a presence in Somaliland. It has catalogued, it gives them numbers, grave number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but it does nothing against it, which is, I wonder why. Because the UN should be a fair institution, a fair organization that should stand for justice and not for political recognition. And because it has 40,000 peacekeeping forces in Somalia, the UN keeps a very low profile when it comes to injustices perpetrated by Somalia. Read between the lines. And justice will prevail. The world will finally realize that Somalia has depended on your donations. The billions and trillions that have been spent on Somalia to bring peace have not resulted in peace because they do not want peace. They gain from lawlessness. Instability and terrorism has become a very profitable, if I may call it, quote and unquote, businesses, industries. So if you want peace to return to the Horn, stop the money flowing into Somalia. Let them work for what they have, like we do. Let them sweat for it. Let them roll up their sleeves and put on their shoes and get up and work, like we do. And stop depending on your money, on your taxpayers' money. Thank you, sir. And if I hear Germany, I recall my